Referees are not biased. This is how I'm gonna start off my video. People need to get this dangerous lie out of their head. The more that we say that referees are favoring one team over another, the less likely the Premier League is to fix the actual crux of the problem. What is the problem? It is incompetent refereeing. This benefits and deficits both teams at the same time. The more we pretend that referees are biased, the more the Premier League will investigate this, notice that referees are not biased, but incompetent to both sides, and the less likely the Premier League is to fix up. Let me give a few examples from the latest chapter in this story of lies, I suppose, about refereeing bias. Arsenal against Manchester City. Arsenal fans think that the red card, or second yellow should I really say, on Trossard was unfair, even though he was shown a second yellow for kicking away the ball, which we know that other players have been punished for already, such as Bruno Fernandes at Man United, not an Arsenal player by the way. So we know that this is not something that only Arsenal gets punished for. We know that you get punished for that. The entire Premier League has sat together to decide to get it on that, including Arsenal, that this should be punished more. So this will be punished. Trossard knew that. He is a bozo. He got a yellow card for it, got sent off. At the same time, Haaland was kicking people about, having them roll around the pitch, throwing balls into people's heads, and he didn't receive any booking. Both sides got fortune from poor refereeing. The second goal, I believe, by Arsenal, the corner, where David Raya was obstructed. Well, you could argue with me. Maybe that's a goal, maybe it isn't. Okay, fine. But then the goal that Man City scored against Liverpool at the Etihad last season should have also stood. So now there is a lack of consistency. Is that a goal at the Etihad against Liverpool? Or is it not? Because they are the same goal, they are the same foul, it's obstruction of the goalkeeper. Either both should be disallowed, or neither. Pick your choice. Pick your choice, Arsenal fans. At the end of the day, the first goal by Arsenal, that came from a free kick that was taken from the long place, so do you not have to recall that? You can claim all these biases, but at the end of the day, when the Premier League goes back to look through these games and investigate it, they will notice there was no bias, there may have been incompetency, but it affected both sides equally. Now nobody is crying about incompetency. Everyone is saying bias, bias, bias. The Premier League, PGMOL, will not spend extra money on things that nobody is complaining about. Why is that important? Let's say the Premier League could just spend some money, get more referees in, and could fire some referees even, take some drastic action, and then fix the incompetency issue. Get better training camps for referees. Great. It all sounds fantastic, right? True, but they don't want to do that. Why not? Because nobody is asking for better refereeing. People are asking for honest refereeing. When it is already there. Referees are being honest. They are not biased towards one club or another. They are just incompetent. The Premier League sees that people ask for honest refereeing, and it's like, we're not gonna spend money to fix a problem nobody is raising. Honest refereeing is already there. You can have your problems, we don't care. Now if people stop coming out into their tribalistic sense as Arsenal fans, Man City fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Man United fans, Tottenham fans if that's even not your club, and whatever other clubs, even the smaller clubs. If you come out of your shell as a biased little fan that always roots for their club, how about you actually acknowledge the incompetency in referees and raise that to the Premier League? Instead of saying, my club was targeted by referees, how about you look at your club and say, Oh, well, we got this in our favor, we got that in our... We got quite a lot in our favor. Maybe the referees are just incompetent. Now, if you raise that to the Premier League, suddenly they can no longer say, well, you have honest referees, because that's not the problem being raised to the Premier League. The problem being raised now is the competency of referees. Now, the Premier League, PGMOL, has to go out and fix that problem. But nobody is asking for that. Why not? Explain that to me. Why not? I will explain to you why not. It is much easier to say we were frauded against, so that you don't have to acknowledge your shortcomings when you lose, than to say the referees are pretty incompetent. We get a lot of favor from the referees too. Maybe we should do something about these incompetent referees. Nobody wants to say that now, do they? This problem with referees in the Premier League will never be solved until we can admit that our clubs get just as much favor from the referees as disadvantage because of incompetency rather than bias. This lie that Premier League referees favor one team or another has to stop. It will always be the clubs with the biggest fan bases winning the argument that they are the ones getting biased against because they have the most people to run their mouth. Man City is never going to win the argument. Not because they are cheating, it's because they just don't have as many fans as Arsenal to have this argument with. So you have less firepower. You're not winning the argument, that doesn't mean you're incorrect. Arsenal fans aren't correct because they win the argument. There has to be some more thought into this, and that is all I ask. What do you guys think? Yeah, tell me down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, I appreciate that a ton. But a lot of people cry about my team got the disadvantage. But then when your team gets the advantage, nobody talks. It's like Shaggy, who wasn't me. But then the moment it goes against you, you are mouthing off on Twitter, on YouTube, on every social media platform. This type of lying has to stop. Because we're never gonna change the referees to Premier League with these lies. Because the Premier League simply does not care. The Premier League will only solve problems when they are raised to them. Because they are rich people do the bare minimum. They will not fix problems that we don't raise to them. And let's get the mutants to shut the fuck up about dishonesty. Let's raise the real problem, incompetency. And let's make sure that Premier League fixes that problem. Let's stop pretending to be the victim and admit that everyone is equally the victim and benefactor of these incompetent referees and that they simply have to be fixed. Thank you for watching to the end. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell me your opinions down below as always. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.